Christmas is a magical time of year, and it's also right around the corner. And that got me thinking about SCP-SL and why the Christmas event is so terrible. Okay, I'm exaggerating, it's not terrible, but there are a lot of problems with it, and there are a lot of things I feel like could be better about the Christmas event. Now let me start this off by just clarifying, there are lots of things I do like about the Christmas event, but I am a huge Christmas nerd, and I just feel like Northwood could be doing so many different things to just improve on that Christmas feeling. Now before we get started, what kind of inspired me to make this video was actually this year's Halloween event, the Lights and Frights update. I felt like this update was so perfectly made. I made a video on it if you want to go watch that. But the long and short of it is, I feel like the update did a great job at capturing that Halloween feeling. It did a great job at giving you like a horror setting. Overall, the update was very good. The Halloween event was really fun to play in. And it just got me hoping for more from the Christmas event. So I have cooked up a bunch of different ideas, and we're going to go through them. I'm going to cover a few different topics of discussion here, not in any particular order, but we're going to go through them, analyze them, see what works and wouldn't work. So without further ado, grab your hot cocoa, get your Christmas cookies ready, snuggle up by the fire, and let's go over how we can make the ultimate SCP-SL Christmas event. The first topic I want to go over is Christmas costumes. Okay, so, as you guys probably know, in the 2025 Halloween Lights and Frights update, we got some pretty cool costumes, I feel like, for the classes. Not even just the human classes, but also the SCPs. Some of them were a little lame, but for the most part, I enjoyed them. And I felt like they did a good job at kind of adding to that Halloween atmosphere. Now, the Christmas event I feel like is very lacking in that department. The only costume we have as of now is the Snowman Peanut. And I think during the first original Christmas events for SCP-SL, we got like a few elf hats. But ever since then, we've literally gotten like nothing for any of the human classes. So I have made up a few different costumes for not only the SCPs but the human classes, but they are here just to kind of get your imagination running for what Northwood could be doing. So we're going to start off with the SCPs, and the first SCP we're going to look at is 049. Now, I thought maybe changing his robe to look like Krampus could be kind of cool. Instead of it being dark gray, it's now a dark red with the horns up top. I feel like there's a lot more stuff you could do to this. You could add like random blood splatters. You could make the cloak look more damaged. And you know what? You could even make it look like this poster that was literally in the game. This is a poster that used to be in the Christmas event back in the day. So I mean, they already have a design for a Christmas themed plague doctor, so they could literally just use this design. But moving on, our next SCP I wanted to look at is 939. And my idea here was to make them look like a reindeer. And I feel like this one is pretty easy to implement. I mean, I literally just made this in Photoshop. All I did was just change the color of him and then add like a few different PNGs over top of him. So I mean, think about how easy it could be for Northwood. Just change his color, model his nose and antlers, and you're basically done. You can even have the nose glowing. Like in the Halloween event, they made dog glow purple. So it would kind of fit into that theme too. I feel like that's a pretty simple one to add. And this next SCP I feel like is also pretty simple, which is 106, aka Larry. Since Larry is already made out of like slime or goo, I thought maybe we could just make him out of slush. You know, whenever the snow's already been on the ground for a while, and it's starting to melt, but not fully melted, so I thought maybe we could literally just turn Larry into slush. It's a little lame, but I feel like it's better than nothing. At least he has a costume, which he didn't even have one in the Halloween event this year. And moving on to probably my weakest SCP, which is 096. My original thought was making him look like the Yule Man, which is a Christmas-themed SCP. As you can kind of see in this image though, he just looks way too similar to the regular 096, which I mean is I guess good for simplicity. It would be very easy to add, but I mean it kind of looks a little stupid. So I mean maybe they could go down that route. Maybe they could change more to make it look better. But I mean, they could even go simpler, literally just add like a Santa hat on him and like give him a long beard and you're good. And 079, I mean, you can't really see him, so maybe just put like a Christmas tree on top of him in his room or something. Alright, so moving on to the human classes. First, we have the D class, which I decided to give a gingerbread onesie to. And this one I feel like is also very easy to implement. You would literally just have to change the texture of his onesie. Then we have the scientists. And since they're already old, I thought let's just make them look like Santa. Not really much to say here. Moving on to the guard, this is probably the lamest one that I made. All I did was give him an elf hat and some elf ears. And I feel like there's probably way more you could do with the guard, so let me know if you guys have any ideas down in the comments. But I thought this was an okay idea for one reason only, and just as kind of like a throwback to the old costume he had. But other than that, yeah, it's kind of lame. So the last two, which is Chaos and MTF, I have decided to make the MTF look like nutcrackers, and the Chaos look like rats. Now if you're a little confused, in the Nutcracker play, I'm pretty sure like the nutcrackers are like the good guys and the rats are supposed to be the villains or something. So I made the MTF look like nutcrackers without trying to take too much away from their tactical look, I guess. And the rat one is definitely a little goofy looking, but it's supposed to just kind of spark your imagination for what they could maybe do. I mean, these are supposed to be somewhat simple. I didn't want any of these to feel unbelievable to add to the game. So yeah, that was all of my costumes. I feel like adding this wouldn't even be that much effort, but it would just add like so much more to the like experience of playing the Christmas event. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised we haven't already gotten a bunch of costumes. Alright, so the next topic I want to bring up is better Christmas decorations. Now, I feel like the Halloween event, again, just did such a good job at the decorations they had around. And I always feel like the Christmas event is a little lackluster when it comes to the decorations. I don't personally really like the pumpkins and candles. I feel like candles could maybe be kind of Christmassy, but like pumpkins just kind of speak more Halloween than Christmas to me. And in general, I just feel like they could add so many different decorations to just make the facility feel more Christmassy. They could just do little things, just add more Christmas lights around the facility in general. Maybe just make the entire place a little bit more dark, but make the Christmas lights kind of glow more so you kind of get a lot more contrast of colors. Not only that, but you could add like little Christmas gifts around the facility. You could add Christmas trees. You could even add like little ribbons above or on the doors. I do kind of miss like the old Christmas posters that they had up. I think those are kind of good. But something that I think would be even cooler is turning like the entire heavy containment zone into like the North Pole. Now, last year they didn't even give like any decorations for heavy containment zone. But this year I was thinking they could add snow all over the floor. All of the walls have ice covering them, and there's like icicles hanging from the ceiling. I guess you could even add like candy canes, like big ones that you kind of see in like the Christmas movies. Maybe even like those little dangling like snowflake cutout things. And then also having like a thick layer of like fog. I think during the Christmas event they already have like that bluish whitish like fog color. But I think like making it specifically in heavy kind of more darker, I guess, like harder to see would maybe be interesting. But yeah, I did make this little representation of kind of what I was thinking of. I feel like there's just so many different ideas you could even do though with like Christmas decorations. Like, I mean, you could literally go so basic, just add a bunch of lights throughout heavy, add like little snow piles and like Christmas presents. And then you can even add stuff like nutcrackers and like those little bobbers that you put on the Christmas tree. Like there's just so many Christmas decorations. Like why not just fill the entire facility with them? And even on like surface, I feel like they should just add a lot more snow. Like make it constantly snowing. There's like literal piles of snow on the ground. Also, you gotta have like the Christmas lights up there too. I mean, honestly, it kind of only makes sense because the environment that the facility is in is literally like a mountainscape or something. Like it already looks like a wintry mountain, so I mean, during December it only makes sense if it was like snowing like crazy up there. But besides all the decorations for the facility, I also think that they should change the MTF helicopter into like Santa's sleigh. We've already had like the Polar Express as the Chaos Spawn Wave thing for a while now. And it's kind of just weird that the MTF thing is still just the helicopter. So I feel like Santa's sleigh would be pretty fitting for that. It can still like fly down, drop off all of the MTF, and then fly back up. But yeah, that was some of my ideas for the Christmas decorations. But again, I just feel like there's so much you could do. Decorating for Christmas is probably like one of the biggest things about that holiday. So I feel like the facility should definitely decorate more. Even if it's like the bare essential Christmas decorations, at least like add something into heavy, man. We didn't even get that last year. Okay. The video's going along well so far. I wonder though, what else could I... What the fuck?
Hey! Your ideas suck.
Who are you?
I am the one and only, the greatest SCP YouTuber there is. Extra Bytes. And I'm here to spread the true Christmas spirit, something you have been failing to do from the look of things. So sit down and shut up, and let me take it from here. Hello, I'm extra_byte5. You may know me, more likely you don't. If not, I'm just a simple guy who makes SCPSL design videos. Anywho, let's cut the boring introductory stuff and cut to the chase. Christmas, many people's favorite holiday, and when it comes to the SCP Foundation, they don't discriminate. Decorations full of cheer, a Christmas tree that gives many gifts. Flamingos that roam the hall? Okay, ChatGPT obviously just gave me a false information when I asked for a breakdown of Christmas. Oh. I love flamingos. Don't get me wrong, there's not a single gripe I hold with the SCP. That being said, when I think of Christmas, I don't think of lawn flamingos. Now, of course, obviously, it would take too much of Northwood's resources and time to develop a main playable SCP you spawn as that's holiday specific. Man, I should really stop using ChatGPT. The Yule Man, SCP-4666, a terrifying creature that haunts Christmas. If I were you, I'd read the article or watch a summary video if you really want to know all the things it brings to the table, as I won't be discussing that into detail. But the basic idea I can give you is to imagine Santa if Jack Skellington successfully took over Christmas. A hauntingly tall creature that stalks families during the month of December, all to inevitably kill the family and steal their corpses, and steal the youngest family member, forcing them to make Christmas toys out of the remains of any corpses SCP-4666 has collected. Luckily, the Yule Man is an SCP I talked about a year ago, giving a clear idea of how to add him into the game. You can watch that video after this one if you please, but don't worry, I'll give a rundown. SCP-4666 would encapsulate a new playstyle yet to be seen by any SCP, which is a trapper. They will loot dead corpses, ridding them of teeth, skin, and even bone. Using these materials they collect, they can set up traps throughout the facility. These traps can serve to harm players, slow progression, reveal their location, and/or get rid of specific items. On screen are a couple of examples of potential traps, what they do, and how to avoid them. First, we have the bear trap. Pretty standard trap that I'm sure everyone knows. It would deal a bit of damage and temporarily halt a player, while how to trigger the trap being to sacrifice an item and throw it into the trap. Second, we have the scanner screamer. Exploiting the fact that the facility uses keycard readers almost everywhere, a mechanism could be stuck inside one of these scanners. When a player uses their keycard, the scanner will let out a haunting screech in a close proximity, being able to alert players and SCPs. The way to trigger it is to shoot the mechanism inside of it to kill it. Lastly, for the ideas that I have, we have the door trap. Holstered above the frame of a door, when a player opens that door, the mechanism will unlock, a sharp bone will fall down, and go through the open door, dealing significant damage to anyone in its way. The trap can be triggered by shooting the mechanism, causing it to activate. Now, let's take a look at SCP-018, this beloved little ball that has a reskin during Christmas and Halloween. Sadly, this is the only SCP item that gets changed during holiday updates. But, I'm here to change that. Unfortunately though, checking the time, I feel like my segment has run on long enough. So, let's go quick for this one. SCP-1509, a machete with powers to revive a player, can be replaced with a sharpened large candy cane, with the end forming into a sharp tip due to being sucked on. SCP-268, a hat that when you wear it makes you so bland and boring you turn invisible, could be replaced with a Santa hat. SCP-207, a bottle of Coca-Cola that speeds you up when drunk, can be replaced with eggnog, and its counterpart, SCP-207 could be Nog Egg. What that is, I'm not quite sure. SCP-500, a pill that can heal any physical or mental damages, can be replaced with hot Coca-Cola bombs. SCP-244, a jar that emits a shivering fog in a small proximity, could be replaced with snow globes, the A and B version holding different interiors. SCP-1853, a liquid that when applied to your body increases function speeds, can be replaced with a nutcracker, cracking a nut and then eating the nuts to gain that effect as an animation. SCP-1576, a machine that lets you communicate with the afterlife, could be replaced with a page and quill, the paper being your Christmas list to Santa. The animation is the player promptly writing, "I wish to be able to speak to the dead." SCP-2176, a light bulb that when broken cuts off the power in a specific room, can be replaced with a miniature snowman that causes a snowstorm in a specific room, serving the same effect but just with an icy tornado animation instead of the sparky light animation. SCP-127, a gun that is living, could be replaced with a Red Ryder carbine action 200 shot range model air rifle, which is a BB gun. This would be a reference to the movie A Christmas Story. That was a lot. But these reskins can make everyone enjoy the holiday spirit a lot more, being much more immersed. Well, that's all I have for my section. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you have or had a Merry Christmas, whether this is posted. And, I don't know, check out my channel and subscribe.
Okay, that was a little strange. Don't know who that guy was, but I think that's about all the time we have for this video. Please let me know down in the comments if you guys enjoyed it or not. And on a more serious note, thank you to Extra Bytes for joining me on this video. Make sure to go check out his channel, link will be in the description. Let me know if you guys have any ideas for the Christmas event. I'd love to see a bunch of different ideas. And let me know if you like this kind of content. I hope you all have a very spooky Christmas and a happy new year. Hopefully 2026 will be a good year for the channel. And you guys are probably going to want to stick around for it, so subscribe if you want to. If not, then you're going to get coal in your stockings. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and goodbye.